Howdy to all of you cowgirls, cowboys, and cowpokes out there. Hope you are having a great weekend, each and every one of you. And it is the end of November. Today is the final day of November. Where has the year gone? 11 down, 1 month to go. So today it's going to be a special live stream. We're on the PS4 today, but it's going to be a little special because we are celebrating the 1 year anniversary. Well, it happened a few days ago, but we're going to be talking about Red Dead Online 1 year later. I hit the wrong button. Why did I hit the wrong button? Okay. That was weird. Hello. Hey, everyone. Hey, Amy. How's it going? Let's see who else is here. Space Monkey, Ben, Kane, Rainbow Dash, along with Goat. Good to see all of you today. So, like I said, this is going to be a special live stream. And you all are going to be able to partake in the live stream today. So, I originally was going to do this as a video, but I kind of screwed it up a little. Messed it up. And I decided, you know what, we'll just do it as a live stream, an interactive live stream. And, we're going to talk about our thoughts about the game at launch a year ago. It was officially November 27th, 2018 when Red Dead Online beta launched. So it's been just over a year. So we'll talk about that. Those of us who have been playing the game since the launch, our thoughts. And those of you in the live chat are welcome to interact and share your thoughts as well. And then we're going to talk about where the game has gone over the past year, where it is now compared to where it was. And then we're going to talk about where we would all like the game to go. Now, we may not all agree on that, so that'll be interesting to see your ideas, your thoughts, your hopes and dreams, and ice creams. Now, let's try and keep this in a somewhat orderly fashion. So we're going to do it one step at a time today. We're going to talk about the game at the beginning, where it is now, and then later on, near the end of the stream, the future of Red Dead Online. And hopefully it has a future. Hopefully. Erica. Hey, Erica. How's it going? Good to see you. All right, so we're going to waste no time here. No more time will be wasted because I don't intend this to be a long stream today. And I want to get to the point. I want to get it knocked out. And so we're going to get going. So I do appreciate all of you awesome viewers, subscribers, fans, my viewers, along with our mods, including Eric, always doing a great job modding. And if you're a lurker, well, hello, lurkers. How you doing? And, of course, our November 2019 Super Chat heroes. They all got turkeys. I don't know what everyone in December is going to get, if I actually have any Super Chat heroes in December. Now I'm feeling kind of sad. I probably won't, but it's okay. It's a thought that counts. And Super Chats and memberships always appreciated, never required. But those of you that go above and beyond, of course, I'd like to show my appreciation. And, of course, last day to see the turkeys before they gobble away. And our junior members, and elite members, you can always find the list of those members below in the description section, as well as over in the About section of the channel, along with the socials, all of our social medias, including our Twitch, which I may or may not one day bring back. I mean, you may want to follow me over there just in case, because you never know with the future of YouTube. But our members include Trippy Mark, Zoa, Azralynn, MyDune, Oliver King, ACG. All of them have been members for at least a year now. They have the golden 1 year membership badge, so thank you so much to all past, present, and future members. Whether you're only able to be a member for a month or you've been a member for over a year, it is greatly appreciated. And the elite members are also the golden camos, which include UG Outlaw as well as Fat Chinese Gaming. More members: Paradise Gamer along with Chris Brad 79, Belfast Gamer, an elite member, Red and Nick, 2 more members, and a couple more elite members I'm honored to have, Phoenix as well as Archangel. And, of course, honorable mentions to our junior members, ToykoTent, Adam, as well as Lingo. Junior members, elite members, and Super Chat heroes going above and beyond for the GeauxBurns Nation. All right, let's rock this thing. Let's get going. All right, so 1 year later. Yeah, the game is officially over a year old. Well, it was officially a year old a few days ago. But I didn't stream, obviously, on the 27th. But we're streaming today. Let's see, Tankage Jr. What's up, Tank? How's it going? Good to see you. So we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary a few days later. Goat, you think I should use a snowman? I don't know. I mean, the problem is I have to kind of like a horizon type thing where there's like some width to it. I know you could probably make some thick snowman, but I wasn't thinking snowman. I was thinking maybe a birthday cake or some nonsense because it is my birthday month. Or I'll do like Christmas ornaments or something. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't do that because some people do not celebrate that sort of thing. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do, and I even need a new wall because tomorrow's stream will be December. December 1st is tomorrow, which means a new wall. I'll whip something together this evening. I'll browse in my phone and like, okay, past December's, what do I got? What do I got? Work with me, phone. Come on, find me something. Hopefully I'll make it work. So yeah, tomorrow on the Xbox we will debut the December 2019 wall. I mean, the good news is we won't have any Super Chat heroes tomorrow on the wall, so I still have a little time to ponder that. So I'm not worried about that. But anyways, how are y'all doing? Are y'all having a great weekend? Good to see all of you. About to get this thing on the way. And once we get loaded in, we'll make our way to camp. And any of our usuals on PS4, they want to join in the conversation, they're welcome to do so. I'll jump into Discord in just a moment. But we'll start off at the camp if Cripps actually is good enough to pitch it today. Maybe his week off. Then again, he takes a lot of breaks. Goat, that's a long time, Goat. That's many months have passed since you last played. You missed a lot. You've missed quite a bit. We may go over it today. Alright. Obviously, I'm nowhere near Cripps. And, of course, my camp has not pitched. I have intentionally lowered the background volume today, since we'll be focusing primarily on talking on the TikTok. No, not the TikTok. Fuck TikTok. What a terrible social media site. Anyways, enough about that. Let us spawn the camp. We'll spawn it down here, I guess. I guess in Gaptooth. We'll spawn it over in Gaptooth. You know what I would like, Cripps? I would like it on the river. If we could, like, put it over on the river, that would be great. Okay, Cripps? You're not going to work for me today? You took the weekend off, Cripps? You good-for-nothing douchebag? Let's see, Ben, I hope a big update comes this way. Yeah, I hope so, too. I mean, Rockstar says there's one coming soon. Now, their definition of soon is interesting. Wow. Some things never change. A lousy, stinking camp didn't spawn. Wow. Great. Fantastic. Alright, reform the posse. Alright, so, camp's not working. What else is new? Alright, I'll try it again. Then we'll get started. Let's see, one love. Well, I don't know if Cripps needs to swing. I just want to fire him and replace him with somebody a little bit more reliable. It'd be nice if we could have, like, options. We could, like, hire somebody more. Okay, thank you, Cripps. Is it too much for you to ask to actually do your damn job? Alright. Nice outfit. Okay, so we're going to head to the camp, and then we'll start things off. Hey, Shotgun, how's it going? Good to see you. Alright, so we're about to get this thing underway. Special stream today. We're going to be talking about Red Dead Online 1 year later. The official 1 year launch was November 27th, 2018. Now, originally I was intending on making a video, but the video didn't work out. You know, technical difficulties on my end. So I decided, you know what, we'll just do an interactive live stream. It'll be fun, hopefully. But good to have all you here. ToykoTent's here. Hello, Tokyo. How you doing today? Alright. So we make our way to the camp. It's a good starting point. It's a nice, relaxing, safe area. I'm not going to stay at the camp, but I don't know. It's a starting point. So I think we'll at least have Kane with us. We may have a few others pop in. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just be Kane and me. and the rest of you chatting and sharing your thoughts about the game over the past year. Especially for those of you that have been playing the game since launch, I am very curious in your opinions about it. And then a red dot. Oh boy, oh boy. Red dots. I love red dots. They're great. Not really. Like, where the hell did Crips put my camp at? I really wish we could just specifically tell Crips where we want our camp. Because I would like it down by the river. See, those who got the Ultimate Edition went first. You're right about that. You're right. We're not in a fighting mood today, Tank. We're gonna do a lot of talking today. It's a chill talking stream. See, One Love, you bought the game when the Frontier Pursuits update came out. That was a good time to get into Red Dead Online, actually. You came in at the right time. But Erica's right. That's one thing that I forgot was that Ultimate Edition players, we got to play it first. So we were the very first ones that got to play Red Dead Online beta back when it launched. And then they moseyed in everybody else. So I do remember that now. Now that Erica's jogged my memory, I remember. Alright, hopefully this rando doesn't think I'm trying to attack him. I'm just going this way, rando. I'm just going this way. Minding my own business. Let's see, Go Trunk. What's up, Go Trunk? How's it going? Good to see you. You're just in time. We're about to get things started. I want to first get to the camp. Hey, maybe Crips actually put it at the... I mean, I don't know. I don't want to have my hopes and dreams crushed. That's nothing new, but I think I may have actually got the camp where I want it. Is the camp actually on the river? No way. I think, I dream, I hope, and sometimes dreams do come true. Look at this. The camp is actually where I wanted it to be for once. And there's a rainbow. How about that? It's a good sign. I wanted it to be on the river, and it's on the river. How about them apples, Galaxy Traveler? Speaking of apples, let me get my horsey an apple, then we'll get started. I'll get Kane in here and anyone else who wants to join. Oh, by the way, today only, since we are talking about Red Dead Online 1 year later, if we have any Xbox peeps that want to jump in as well, then you're welcome to do so. Just let me know. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are here. Oh, you know what? Before we get started, let me fix some stew. Some delicious stew. Oh, we can also get a special stew. Okay, we're in a celebratory mood today. Celebrating Red Dead Online 1 year later. We might as well have something special on the stew pot, right, guys? There we go. Ah, not too bad. Not bad at all. Quite delish. There we go. Alright, so I think my camp is raised up. Okay, the camp's good. Okay. So I think we're just about ready to get things started. Okay, so Alex. What's up, Alex? Yeah, Rockstar's already pretty much confirmed that we are getting a new update to Red Dead Online in December. I think it's going to be either either be the 3rd or the 10th. Because there's also going to be a Grand Theft Auto Online update in December, and that's probably going to be 2nd. And they want to have a little bit of a buffer between the two updates. So I feel like they're going to roll out the Red Dead Online update probably this coming Tuesday. Probably not this Tuesday, but maybe the 10th. So we could see it coming on the 10th. FYI. So that is what's happening. We are getting a update. We don't know what's in the update for Red Dead Online, but we do know we're getting one. Hello, doggo. My doggo's back there.
Oh, the Doge is there.
That's Trouble over there. That's his name. His name's Trouble. Hello, Kane. How's it going?
Hello there. Hello there, GB. I'm now wearing some fine threads.
Yes, you are.
After that game of poker, after I betted on becoming a Sultan of the Ottoman Empire.
Oh.
You know that coup d'etat? It went pretty well.
Oh.
It went pretty well.
I see.
I got some nice threads from Constantinople.
That's nice. Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Easy, what's up, Easy? How's it going? Okay, so let's get things started. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be a gentleman. And I'm going to let Kane go first with his thoughts about the beta. And then anyone else that played the beta, I want to hear your thoughts in the live chat. So, like, you can say you enjoyed the beta, you thought the beta was shit. Be honest. You're welcome to be honest here. We don't have rose-colored glasses because we know this game is far from perfect, okay? We're realists, but we want the game to be successful. We want the game to be awesome. But, Kane, your thoughts about the beta 1 year ago.
I would like to quickly say this. I am baffled on how much my opinion has changed on this game. If people actually remember my opinions when the beta first released, I actually thought it's probably one of Rockstar's worst online experiences ever, pretty much, because I didn't really enjoy it. And I'm baffled now that, after some of the updates and all that, it's basically, I kind of love this game mode. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe it happened, I guess, somewhere around the update where we got the rare shotgun and the Chris Evans repeater. I guess it was some things they added, like the improved radar, the new weapons, of course. Along with the open target races. Who remembers those? Those were brilliant.
They were nice.
Who remembers?
I'm gonna fish while we talk.
All right. But
can't sit too long because your old legs, the blood starts, getting uncomfortable. But continue.
But yeah, the early days of the beta, however, I was very, very opinionated about my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I had a very strong opinion on the beta, but overall, my personal opinion, I thought the early days of the beta was shit.
Yeah.
Especially when they added in gold bars very early on. When they did that,
yeah,
that was to me. It was just the ultimate, the ultimate troll. That was.
It was.
But yeah.
Whiskey Jack, what's up, Whiskey? How's it going? We're talking about Red Dead Online 1 year later. For those of us that played it a year ago, when it launched on November 27th, 2018. And we're also going to talk about how far the game has come over the past year. And then future talk about what everybody would like to see in the future. Of course, everybody will have a different opinion about that, which is totally fine. All ideas, hopes, and dreams and ice creams are welcome. Now, I remember the beta because we've been playing the beta since it officially launched on that day.
Yeah.
And it was a 10-hour stream. It was me, Kane. Let's see, I think we had Apolly in there. We had a few others. Cormac, I believe he was there too. And
I don't think he was there.
Was he?
Okay. Remember, he got Fallout 76 before Red Dead.
Okay. Well, at least he still plays Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Here and there. But, on launch day, there was a degree of issues. And, unfortunately, some of the issues still plague the game, like disconnects. That still happens. Not as bad as it used to be. Animals not spawning. Well, once again, it's not as bad as it was, but I still remember, the issues with the game, stranger missions not working properly, and all sorts of crazy nonsense that was occurring. A lot of the animals were not even, I remember, there was alligators, spawning on top of alligators. So you'd kill one alligator, then all of a sudden another alligator would spawn right where it was. It was really freaky. And then you would see birds not even flying. They'd be like gliding into the ground. And then of course you had over there, not too far from where we are, the infamous magic fish house where where trout were magically spawning by the house not too far from where we're at the moment. That was a nice spot.
I also remember, do you remember when, a lot of the NPCs were having the different voices when they shouldn't have had those voices?
Yeah. I remember some of you talking about how Herbert Moon allegedly had, a French voice, like he was a French chick at one time.
Yeah, when that happened, that was fucking brilliant. I was just it was my cousin's first time playing it, and she wanted to see Herbert Moon because she remembers him from the first game.
Yeah.
And when she heard him sounding like a French chick, it was fucking brilliant. I think Rockstar fixed that glitch real quick because obviously Herbert Moon is always supposed to be Herbert Moon and he ain't supposed to be some fine French chick from Saint Denis.
Yeah, I'm still convinced it's not the same actor though. I don't know. I could be wrong
Yeah.
about that. He just doesn't sound like our old school Herbert Moon. Karunzi, what's up, Karunzi? How's it going? Yeah, Whiskey, this is a great spot, especially if your camp just happens to spawn right here. Which mine did, and I wanted it to spawn here, and I got what I wanted for once in my life. It's nice. Very nice.
It's good for a view, and it's good for fishing.
Yeah. But speaking of fishing spots, there was another issue that popped up during the beta that Cormac was involved in. Now, at Angelo's Bronte's house, he has a little kind of like, it's not a pool. What would you call it? Like a reflecting pool, I guess. And at the...
Oh, that glitch?
Yeah, that glitch. At the time, fish were spawning in that little pool. Like you had, what was it? The sturgeon? Sturgeon were spawning in there. Bass were spawning in there. Catfish. See, all the fish, like bluegills were spawning in this little pool. And we were just having a hell of a time just going in there fishing and shooting and picking up the fish because it was literally fish in a barrel. Yeah, Whiskey, you're welcome to join us. You're welcome to join.
I just remembered. Do you remember that guy that was like shirtless and sand?
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that nonsense, but
I know, but that was hilarious.
That's a little off topic, but
the sturgeon.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about when it happened when we were doing that.
Yeah.
So, we were fishing, with sturgeon off stream at Bronte's place.
Yeah.
We were, on foot, taking the fish to the butchers, and then out of nowhere, we just get jumped by one dude.
Yeah. That was good times. And that was something else that was actually different now that I think about it. Is like back then we didn't have defensive mode, so it really was a Wild West experience because you could be attacked at any moment. Unless you were inside your camp. That was the only real safe space you could be. But other than that, especially when you're fishing, there's so many assholes that still will gun down fishermen and anglers. It's not as bad as it used to be, but in the early days it was really prevalent. And that's like the worst of the worst in my opinion. It's like, this dude's over here fishing, minding his own business or her own business. Can't you just trot along and go bother somebody else? But thanks to defensive mode, it made the lobbies not as bad. But I still think that that's one thing that the community has requested. That obviously Rockstar, they haven't backed down from. They're trying to quote-unquote please everybody. And that never works out. Whereas the old formula, if you go back to Grand Theft Auto Online or even like Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, you had multiple lobbies. Now, with Grand Theft Auto Online, there is a degree of things that you have to do in Shut Up Crips, we don't care. But anyways, like in Grand Theft Auto Online, there are definitely times where you have to be in a public lobby, unfortunately. But here in Red Dead Online, we have no choice but to always be in the public lobby because this is the only lobby that exists. So we went from the issues during the beta period, which were fantastic, and all the griefing, all the fun.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I'm trying to think of other issues that
PvP
popped up.
as well.
Yeah, I mean the PvP was not so bad when you actually had like a posse versus posse, but when you were constantly being hunted down, because at that time another difference of the game, as some of you may be aware of or remember, at the time, Trouble, what are you doing? Is my dog actually swimming in the water?
Where?
He's right there swimming.
Where's your doggo?
He's right in front of me.
There's your doggo. There's your doggo.
Why is he swimming in the water?
He's just going for a nice little bath.
But why? He doesn't do that. That was weird. Anyways, back on topic. Try not to get too distracted while we fish. But, let's see. Where were we? Oh, yeah. So, when it came to, the online, experience early days, yeah, it was a lot different because of the fact that we had to contend with other players, and eventually they did some tweaks, some changes to the game, like defensive mode, which they've improved a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's better than the system we had. And the fact that, like I was about to say before Trouble distracted me, damn dogs. But the dots, they would appear all over the map. You would know exactly where everybody was at all times. So that was
the worst one.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
what's funny about it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely glad they changed because a lot of us wanted there not to be dots on the map. And what they did, the first version of that was they actually punished the red dots by making the red dots appear all across the map, which personally I didn't have a problem with. But then they tweaked it again to where the red dots just had a bigger radius where you would see them before they see you. So, it's okay. I got to make room for whiskey real quick. And by the way, the posse system still sucks. I still the
Yeah.
persistent posse has been the same since day one, and I've never liked it. And it took me a quick minute to figure it out how it works, and I'm still not happy with it. So that's definitely an issue I still have with the game. I don't know if they'll at this point. I don't know if they're ever going to fix that. All right, so there you go, whiskey. There's your invite. Let's see, Jack. What's up, Jack? How's it going? All right, so sticking with the past and moving forward, I'm trying to think of anything else that may have transpired throughout the beta that is worth bringing up. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the beta. If anyone else thinks of anything that happened during the beta, your experiences, let me know in the live chat. We're slowly, I guess you could say, trotting towards the present day. So, oh yeah, Kane did bring up something I wanted to talk about. A lot of us feel like the game technically went out of beta when they opened the gold store. And
Yeah.
with that, I agree 100%. I don't think any game that claims to be a beta should have any form of microtransactions added to it. Once the game is officially out of beta, okay, fine. If you want to have microtransactions, whether it's gold bars or shark cards or loot crates or whatever, then it's officially out of beta. You can't just, keep carrying the beta moniker while you have a freaking gold bar store. That was ridiculous. Okay, and you would
when they added in the gold bar store. I mean, I watched your rant on it. You did a good job on it, doing the rant. I made my own little video on it where I was basically just taking the Michael out of it. It's like, oh boy, I finally got me some gold bars. Hopefully this update's gonna be good. And noticing the gold bar store is like, what?
Yeah.
What? There's no logical sense in adding a microtransactions, into a beta because honestly, really and truly, like at the time, everyone had the fear that we thought we were gonna lose everything when the beta was over. Like we'd lose our characters, we'd lose our rank,
yeah, I
we'd lose
remember that.
our money. Yeah, everyone had that paranoia, and if they did that, then by adding in the microtransactions, it basically would be a kick in the jaw. It would be essentially because you put all your time and effort into this character only for it to just be deleted.
Yeah.
Luckily, that never happened.
Yeah,
but,
fortunately.
That fear was still very high amongst the community.
It was. I remember that. Because, most of us assumed it would be very similar to Grand Theft Auto Online, where of course we would keep our character. Of course we would keep our rank and our money and our gold that we have earned, and all of our stuff, It seemed a given, and if we had to start over, a lot of us weren't going to be happy with that because back then, it was a lot harder to rank up and earn money and gold back then during the days of the beta. Now, unless you were really committed to doing the PvP stuff like Showdown Series or Gun Rush, you could rank up doing that. That was probably the best way to rank up back then. But for everybody else, it was slow. It was slow as hell trying to rank up. And the best way to earn money back then was hunting and fishing. Now, fortunately, I've always been into hunting and fishing throughout my entire life. So it became kind of like secondhand for me to hunt and fish in the game. And so the grind wasn't as difficult for me, but the early days, it took quite a while to earn money, especially during that beta period. It's like things were just you looked how much we earned compared to how much things costed and how things didn't really add up financially because you look at what things actually costed back then for real. And you're like, wait a minute, it didn't cost that much back in the 1890s.
What's even crazier as well is that, like, back before, like, a lot of the rebalances of, like, selling items and all that at the fence, like, before Frontier's Pursuits happened long ago, if I was to sell, like, a gold wedding ring, a can of beans would have costed a lot more than what I would have gotten from selling a wedding ring.
Yep.
And it was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of all things, a wedding ring is, not as valuable as a can of beans.
Yeah, it made total sense. Let's see. Doom Dio, what's up, Doom? How's it going? We're talking about Red Dead Online 1 year later because on the November 27th was the official 1 year anniversary of Red Dead Online when it launched as a beta. See, Whiskey says in the beta, his character's face came out looking nothing like what he said in Creator. He looked like his jaw was missing. Yeah, there were some interesting creations I saw during the time of the beta. And some of those looked horrific as hell. It's like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah. I'm so glad the character creator was finally released, because I remember what my character looked like throughout the beta in the first update of Red Dead Online out of beta.
Yeah.
And if you look at his eyes, look at his eyes!
Yeah.
It looked so messed up and deformed. Like, I mean, he had a nice beard and all, but he looked so weird. And now he looks a lot more smooth, a lot more, silk.
See, hi, Lynn. How's it going? Sorry, Lynn. I meant to say hi to you, Lynn. I apologize.
Hello, Lynn.
But
yeah, I'm glad they finally added in that.
It was so weird though, because I remember whenever they first mentioned like that it was going to be called Red Dead Online Beta, I just thought, wait a minute, it's just going to be beta in name only. I guess we all made the assumption that Rockstar would have the game at the same level that they did Grand Theft Auto Online at launch, and boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. I mean, when I first heard it was going to be a beta, I thought it was like the online period was going to shut off at one point, like after a few weeks, like it was going to be like a normal real life beta for these games, like Call of Duty or
old school betas,
any other games when they're doing betas, where it's like you have a week or two to play it and get the feel of it, and then after that they shut down the servers and then they prepare to make it like a proper online experience.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was going to be. No, I'm surprised. I am surprised.
Yeah. But I'm just happy that they did actually, for all online's faults and issues it had during the beta, at the very least, we were able to keep everything we earned, including our money, our gold, our horses, our rank. Especially our money and our gold and our rank. Because I was at the point where I was getting so frustrated with this game because there really was hardly anything to do other than hunting and fishing and the Land of Opportunity missions and the Stranger missions, which sometimes worked. A lot of times they didn't work. They're a lot better now than they were. But for players that were into PvP, yeah, they could go do all the Showdown series. But even the PvP modes aren't the best. There are way better PvP modes out there. And Gun Rush was Rockstar's, once again, trying to do their own spin on Battle Royale. And despite everything that Rockstar is good at, there's two things that they're still struggling with. Improving their melee combat in games and Battle Royales.
Yeah. I mean, they failed with Motor Wars when it came to a Battle Royale.
But it's their favorite mode, though.
I know.
They keep bringing it back in Grand Theft Auto Online.
The problem is, like Rockstar, they want to try and emulate the success from that game mode to what Epic did with Fortnite. That's why they keep bringing it back. They're like, hey, look at this Battle Royale's, triple money again, guys. Better go play that. It's like, nah. Not everyone's into Battle Royale. Yeah. My hair isn't blue, and I'm not being paid off by Microsoft.
Yep.
I ain't a fan of that.
Yeah, see, currency finally reached $100. Not bad. Or is it 100,000? I guess it's 100,000. I think you meant to put a comma. But congrats, Kunruzi. That's a lot of grinding right there.
Oh, congrats.
Let's see. Doom says he's played 2 hours of Red Dead Online, finding it really hard to make money. Well, it's way easier to make money now, and we're about to get to that. how far the game has come over the past year. Where we at, present tense. But it's way easier now, Doom, to make money. It's still not... I mean, there's definitely online games where it's easier, but it's considerably easier to rank up and make money. But so Rockstar eventually did bring the game officially out of beta, even though technically it was out of beta in a lot of our opinions once they added the gold store. So, I mean, we already went over that, but they officially brought it out of beta. And what did they have when they officially launched it, if I remember? I think they added more Land of Opportunity missions. They fixed a few issues that were plaguing the game. And for the most part, it ran pretty good. But then, that was kind of small potatoes because they were promising these roles, the first 3 roles. And, a few months went by because originally it was supposed to be like a summer update. But then the summer was it wasn't completely over, but it seemed to take them a little bit longer than planned. And this is nothing new when it comes to Rockstar updates. But eventually, once they updated the game with the Frontier Pursuits update, then that definitely added something that really was missing from the game, and that was the new roles. The Collector, the Trader, the Bounty Hunter, which have absolutely made the game, a lot easier to rank up and earn money. Considerably easier. By the way, I did do a guide on Collector, Trader, and Bounty Hunter. It's basically 3 guides in one video. And off the top of my head, let's see, Doom says, is it worth buying gold for Frontier Pursuits jobs? I would say for the Collector, it's a good start. Unless you have Grand Theft Auto Online, and you collected all the poker cards across the map, and you're able to get the collectors back for free, then you don't have to pay gold for it. I think you can still do that, but
I don't know. I think it's that period's over because I don't see any notifications on Red Dead or GTA anymore about it.
Yeah, maybe.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's over. But I mean, I think most of us did take advantage of when that offer was on for GTA.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we did.
I ain't complaining.
But I would say that adding the 3 new roles have definitely improved the game in a lot of ways. I mean, there's still issues with the game. There's still disconnects that occur. And the camp still has its issues of spawning properly, and there's still game crashes and other nonsense that transpires. But thanks to the roles, it has made the game considerably easier to rank up. The downside is, you need, for most people now, you're going to have to pay 15 gold bars in order to be a collector or be a trader or be a bounty hunter. I guess I could say at the end it would be like 45 gold bars total. But if there's one that I would recommend people start off with, it'd be the Collector because that's a great way to make money and rank up. And before that, Rockstar introduced, I think this was during the beta, so backtracking a little bit to the beta, they introduced daily challenges, which actually made it considerably easier to earn gold. Plus, you earned a little bit of XP every time you would do a daily challenge. And that, if you kept the streak going, you kept doing as many daily challenges a day as you could. You didn't have to do them all, but as long as you did at least one, you would start off doing like 2 nuggets. You would get 20 nuggets a daily challenge a day. And then eventually, if you got up to a 28-day plus streak, you would get half a bar per each challenge you did. And there's also multipliers, so you could find yourself, as long as you kept your streak alive and you kept knocking out the daily challenges, you could end up making some really nice stacks of gold. And that's how a lot of us ended up making a ton of gold, was specifically off the daily challenges. So I think that was definitely a positive, Kane, when it comes to something that they added to the game. Something that has made things a lot better.
I will say this. I think daily challenges in Red Dead was probably the best thing they added. And the best thing was, like, they learned from the mistakes they made with GTA Online's daily challenges. And, they didn't make it where it was mandatory to get all 3 of them done. Instead, you got 7 challenges, and, they added, more challenges, to do with the roles with Frontier's Pursuits.
Yeah.
But at the time when it was just the 7 roles, they made it so, like, you didn't have to do all of them, but you would still get paid a good amount of gold from doing them.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Rockstar did, pretty well with the daily challenges. They didn't made it mandatory to get all of them done just to get the reward.
That's right. And like you said, the daily role challenges gave us even more opportunities to earn even more gold in the game, as long as you kept the streaks going. But there was that infamous reset that occurred that reset a lot of our challenges. And,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. You know, unfortunately, issues happen with every single update to every single game nowadays. It's to be expected, sadly. But, you know, within a few weeks, you're able to get your streak back up. It sucked because I put over 100 days on both the PS4 and Xbox One. I kept those streaks going. Every day I'd get on, and that became a pain in the ass. But I did it. And once that streak was broken, I had plenty of gold already that has been earned, specifically thanks to daily challenges. You can earn gold through almost everything else, like the buckles. The buckles are a great way to earn gold. Some of them reset, not all of them, but some of them reset. But let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, like the Stranger Dangers, Land of Opportunity missions, and like most recently, like you could earn gold and money through the bounty hunting system, and the bounty hunting also introduced the legendary bounties, which Kane and I just did a review video on, because all 10 bounties are finally now available for you guys to do. Whereas the first 10 weeks, they introduced like one new legendary bounty a week. Except for poor Tobin, he didn't even get a week.
Yeah.
They cut him short for like a day or two, I think.
That's how bad he is, man. Like,
Yeah.
they cut a day off of his
Poor
time on
Tobin.
the board. Oh, bless him.
But that definitely added something to the bounty hunter role, where you have regular bounties, easy ones, medium level, more difficult bounties, and then the legendary bounties. So they definitely have fleshed out the bounty hunter role a lot. Of course, it does get very repetitive, but it's a great way to earn money and earn a little bit of gold, and also XP, not just the role XP, but also XP itself towards ranking up your character. Let me add Nova real quick to the posse. First, I got it. Did I mention? Oh, damn it. I pushed the button. Crap. Oops. Oh, yeah, I got to reform the posse. But did I mention how much I like the persistent posse? It's great.
Yeah, you love it, don't you?
It's the best.
Great system. 10 out of 10.
And this is one of the reasons why I hate it, is that you're limited with the amount of people you can have in the posse. See, I wish it was similar, and I know I mentioned this before, I wish it was similar to the biker system. Alright, I'm trying to see. You know, I'm sorry, Fat, you're not here today, so I think Fat's still under the weather, so he'll be alright. Hopefully. Alright, so let me get Nova added. There. Okay. There. A little distracted. But, yeah, I mean, over a year since launch, the game has improved a lot. I mean, does it still have a long ways to go? Yeah, it does. And, Jack, we're focusing on Red Dead Online today, so I do apologize. That's why I'm not bringing up any of the other Rockstar games. The focus, it's kind of a special live stream. We're kind of celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Red Dead Online, where it was the beginning and where it is now and where it is going forward. And this is the fun part where all of you can chime in and participate. And this will probably be the huge chunk of the stream, I guess, is our crazy ideas, our common sense ideas, fixes you want, content you would like, role ideas, and just a variety of other things you would eventually like to see added to Red Dead Online. And thoughts about what Rockstar could have done right. You know, maybe the mistakes that Rockstar made, because nobody's perfect. And one of the things that I would like to mention before we continue is the fact that I still am, without throwing out any spoilers, I'll try to skirt spoilers, maybe mild spoilers. I'm still of the opinion that Rockstar picked the wrong year when it came to Red Dead Online. Now, as some of you know, Red Dead Online exists a year prior to the events of Red Dead Redemption 2, which was 1899. So I guess this is 1898. Now,
Yep.
my opinion, because there's multiple years in Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, chapters 1 through 6, and then then the epilogues. I think that Red Dead Online, and this is my opinion, they should have set the epilogue, the Red Dead Online's year, 1908. That's where Red Dead Online should exist. Now, I know that would change a few things without throwing out any spoilers to Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But, Kane, your honest opinion about the current setting of Red Dead Online, and everyone else in the chat, you're welcome to say, do you like it set in 1899, 1898, or would you also prefer it in 1908? So what do you think about that?
I think maybe later down the road they'll probably change the timeline because they did that with GTA Online.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like, in the early years of Red Dead Online, we'll still be in the 1890s, like the late 1890s, and later down we'll start getting into the early 1900s, and eventually we'll, get to 1907, 1908. And I feel like a lot by that time, by the time we're in, a different year, a different time period for Red Dead Online. Yeah. A lot of people will have already played the entire story of Red Dead Redemption 2, and they probably already know what goes down in the epilogue and at the end of Chapter 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the moment, I do agree they shouldn't have done it. Like, they should have said it, later. But I feel like it's inevitable that it's going to happen, because it happened to GTA Online. Like, GTA Online,
yeah,
if I remember correctly, it was set in, 2012, early 2013.
Yeah, it was set 6 months before the main story of Grand Theft Auto 5, but... As some people have pointed out, I think the reality is that after a while, Rockstar stopped caring for the continuity of the timeline when it came to Grand Theft Auto Online. And I feel like the same thing will eventually happen to Red Dead Online. Whiskey, what are your thoughts about the year? Do you like the year? Do you think that it should have been 1908? Because it looks like most people in chat right now like the current setting of 1898. Like Erica says, I like the setting, not all that picky. Rainbow Dash, I like it as it is. And here's the thing I want to tell people. If you have a different opinion, you are welcome to that opinion. So everyone has an opinion.
I like the 1890s. I think it would have been cooler even to be like 1889 and and that way you could do contact missions with like Dutch and Arthur in their heyday, when they were younger and just getting started in the robberies.
Well, the reality is we're never going to, unless they decide to do something that violates the timeline, which could happen. The Vanderlyn gang has predominantly existed out west of New Austin. Whatever's west of New Austin. I know they mentioned a few real life places like Nevada. I think even Montana's mentioned. I don't think we're ever going to see Dutch or Arthur or any of the main members of the gang. Now, we could eventually see them add newer members of the gang, like Charles or Micah Bell. They could add those individuals because they were only in the gang for a few months prior to the events of Red Dead Redemption 2. But even if it was set further back like you would like it to be, Whiskey, I still feel like we would have no interaction with Dutch or Arthur or John or Hosea, because at the time the Vanderlyn gang was still, even in its heyday, in its prime, was still further west than where the map is right now. So
true, yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, to see if it overlaps at all with the timeline of story mode and all that.
Yeah. And that's something interesting that Kane brought up, and I know others have kind of had that idea that they would like for Red Dead Online to naturally age. For example, where it starts off in 1898, then maybe a year into the game, a year advances also in the Red Dead timeline, where it would technically be 1899 now, I guess, and then maybe they would segue in the Dutch gang then, and then you would have 1900 and 1901. I don't think they're going to go through that much trouble, so I don't see that happening. But here's the reason why I think that it should have been 1908. Is because it's still before the events of the first Red Dead Redemption game, still near the very end of the Wild West period. But technology-wise, they could have added a lot more content to the game than they can right now. I mean, there were motorized vehicles, there were bicycles, so they could add bicycles eventually. That's something we talked about. The idea of different, bicycles from this era, the 1890s, maybe early 1900s if you want. But, cars became more of a thing starting in the first decade of the 20th century like Model A's, Model T's, and even biplanes. So that's something that a lot of people those would be things that would bring more people to the game. More content. Not everybody would go off buying a car or a bicycle or a biplane, but there would definitely be those out there that would be interested enough in Red Dead Online to also have acquire those particular vehicles. Not only that, but also various other feats of technology and clothing, like weapons that exist in the first decade of the 20th century that weren't necessarily around in the late 1890s. So there's a lot of reasons why I would have preferred the game set in 1908. But as we already know, eventually Rockstar, if they want to, they're just going to say, screw it. Forget the timeline. We're just going to start putting in content we want to put in. And that's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, Erica, the Buffalo Rifle, I think the Buffalo Rifle and the Elephant Gun would work in this time period. There's still plenty of content from the Wild West period up to the 1890s that they still can add. So, yeah, there's still plenty. So that's the positive. But at the same time, I feel like they I don't know. I mean, I go back and forth on this one. In the end, it is what it is. We have to accept that the game exists at the moment in 1898. And even if they do add stuff from the future, well, the future at this point, it doesn't matter because it's an online game. Let's see. Currency, they could mask some not so accurate time period. Yeah, I guess. Sikari says maybe that's why they put the setting earlier in the timeline so that the game ages. Yeah, it would be interesting if they actually did that, but I doubt they're actually going to go through that much trouble to actually age the map and the world of Red Dead Online. So I don't really see that transpiring, sadly. But there's still plenty more content they can add. But I also think that, at the very least, we're going to start to see eventually, sooner rather than later, most likely, more mythical content. Because they already have a few mythical things that they've already added to Red Dead Online. And that's always been a theme in the Red Dead verse anyways. And you got the Strange Man, for example. That's a mythical thing. You have various items that have been introduced that are mythical. And I think they'll keep going down that road. I think that we're going to probably see some steampunk stuff as well. And that leads us to the future of Red Dead Online. So what are some things that some of you would like to see going forward in Red Dead Online? Now, whether it's quote-unquote realistic to the setting of the game or something a little bit more crazier that would still kind of sort of work. It's all up to your opinion and what you would like to see added. Feel free and let me know in the chat. And see Erica. So you gotta let that go. I know, Erica. We're moving forward, Erica. We're moving forward. Kane, what are some things you would like to see? Yes, we're going to have mythical horses, Erica. Accept it. You need to accept that. We're having mythical horses. It's going to happen. You tell me to let things go. You need to let things go. We're getting mythical horses. So there. All right. Anyways. So,
You
Kane.
done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
All right. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind later on for Red Dead Online for like the weapon arsenal and all that. I wouldn't mind some more, like more guns coming in. A good example being, you know, the pistol that was just added to the PC port, the M18. There's also another pistol I actually, when I was trying to look up, you know, to see if the M1899 was actually a real pistol, I actually found a picture of a gun,
And
you know, looking similar to it.
Discord
Yes.
kind of yeeted you for a second.
Oh, you muted me.
You're back, though.
Well, okay. So basically, I was trying to look on, you know, Google, because Google's a very reliable source.
Oh,
I was trying to
absolutely.
see-
Hi,
I
Mario.
was trying to see. I was trying to see if the M1899 was actually a real pistol. Now, I found out it was, but it's not the one that we know in Red Dead.
Yeah.
The one I found, I'll post it. I'll post it in the Red Dead chat.
Okay, that's fine.
But basically, it looks apparently good old Kaiser Wilhelm, our boy, our Lord and Savior.
Yours.
Well, it was mine. Well, I don't know. This pistol, he owned it. It was a Prussian-made pistol, a 7.65 millimeter caliber.
Wow.
but it looked like a nice pistol. It looks. I don't know whether it's a revolver or a pistol. Because like you know,
should be a
on
pistol, right? I mean, if it's similar to the M1899, that would be a pistol.
I don't know. It looks similar to it to me. I don't know.
See, Daniel, what's up, Daniel? How's it going? Anything else you would like to see added, or you want to give Whiskey a turn real quick?
I mean, for an update, can it be an update as well?
It could be anything. I mean, let y'all's imaginations run wild. Even if you disagree with me, it's fine. My feelings aren't hurt. I don't have any feelings.
Well, I'm not gonna be like Erica and say stop, believing in this certain thing.
Yeah. Where's a journey? Don't stop believing.
I'm gonna let people believe. I will let the people believe. I won't stop them believing.
I don't think the fish like my special spinner anymore.
I think like a possible future update for Red Dead Online, and this is my personal opinion. I love you too, Erica. My personal opinion on an update would probably, it like you mentioned about steampunk stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing like Dragic, being added into the online as like a contact, to do like stuff with. He gives you wonder weapons and all that.
That's gonna happen. They're gonna add Dragic.
I mean that'll happen very very far into the future, but
yeah, that's gonna happen.
For normal weapons at the time, obviously I posted the Prussian version of the M1899. I wouldn't mind that being added.
Yeah.
Along with some, rifles used by the Russians during the Crimean War, some Ottoman rifles used, when they were putting down some revolutions in their little their colonies and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe some boats, so I can have a Union Jack on there and say I'm from the British Empire, and I'm proud.
Ah, some boats, yeah. So let's see. Ben wants some houses, more wagons, bicycles, more guns, more rolls, and I think those are practical things that most of us would obviously hope to see. Like boats, I like the idea of boats, different sizes of boats, like our very own rowboats, so we could actually fish off a boat. That would be nice. And see, Shotgun also wants a boat to fish with. Yeah, because like the boats that they have that are in the game right now, you can't fish off of, even though you can fish off a boat in story mode. But I think that's for a specific side quest. I'm not going to mention it too much further, but most of you know which one that is. But Whiskey, what are some things you are pondering upstairs in the old brain machine that you would like to eventually see in Red Dead Online?
Like I know it's kind of a pipe dream, but I would like to see customizable lobbies. Like you would take say a private lobby and be able to set things like remove ability cards or remove tonic abilities, and just have straight fighting. No ability cards, no tonics, no explosives. You could set these things, when you load up the private lobby, and just have pure fighting, pure combat, no advantageous cards or anything like that. Just pure 100% fighting skill.
Yeah,
that's what I'd like to see, probably more than anything.
Oh God, Shotgun, you want to be able to bury people alive? Oh jeez. You can already lasso poor fools. Now you want to bury them alive. Yeah, I agree, Kari. That's one thing I've never been a fan of was the ability cards. I wish we didn't have ability cards. I wish we didn't have Deadeye and online. I know there's people that will once again disagree with me on that, but I like the idea. We probably would never get a different lobby, but what if there's been rumors for the longest time that eventually we'd get some sort of creator similar to the creators we have in Grand Theft Auto Online, where we could create our own showdowns, create our own like gun rushes and whatnot, and races. And that's definitely something I want. I want the ability to disable certain things, like disable the ability cards, disable Deadeye, and like for horse racing, prime example. This is something that really turns me off to horse racing, is that unlike Grand Theft Auto Online, when it comes to racing, you have options. Even from day one in Grand Theft Auto Online, you had the option to just have normal races without weapons. Yeah. And that's one thing I want with Red Dead Online horse racing. I want to be able to race, knowing that it's going to be an honest race, and I'm not going to have to worry about some asshole who's, jealous because I'm in front of them and I'm about to win the race, blasting my head off of a double-barrel shotgun. It's fucking BS.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I would love to have just regular races. I'd be doing them all the time if that were the case.
Me too.
I mean, I'd be doing that as well, but GB bringing up that memory of when he got killed in the rain.
It's a terrible memory, but it's a shared memory that, yeah, it's not so funny because a lot of people have had to endure that bullshit. It's ridiculous too, because if you ever played Red Dead Redemption 1 during the buggy races, it specifically says that during the buggy races, weapons are disabled in buggy races. So that's not allowed in the buggy races, right? You have to actually race honorably. But in the regular horse races in Red Dead Online, it's okay to shoot opponents that are doing a little bit better than you. I mean, if you want to keep it as an option for some people, fine. But at least give us the ability to host it and disable it if we don't want that nonsense in the race.
Yeah, like non-contact. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't agree with it, but I just found that funny when you reminded me of that.
Man.
That clip, GB. I'm sorry. I know it was at your expense, but I'm sorry.
Man, it's in the past, but it's just one of many things that I would like for them to fix, and maybe they will. See, Gabriel, what's up, Gabriel? How's it going? So you love it when I rant? I don't rant as much as I used to because I generally don't like ranting unless it's like something that really, really pisses me off, because originally when I used to do my rant series, it felt like sometimes I was just trying to find something to rant about, and after a while I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this just to do it, So that's why I don't rant as much as I used to, in case anybody's wondering. But yeah, I hope that they eventually also add a creator to Red Dead Online. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But there's a tarot card up here.
That'd be pretty cool.
Very nice.
Like the Rockstar editor, like the video.
Yeah, that's something else we'd like. Well, our photo mode, because we have photo mode in PC for Red Dead Redemption 2. Hopefully they'll eventually add that for PS4 and Xbox One. I'm sure they can, because it's current gen and it's capable. But yeah, I would like for them to add a equivalent to the Rockstar editor somewhere down the road.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant, because I can see all the edits that the community is gonna make with the Rockstar editor. I could just imagine it. Obviously there's a lot of players like me and Apollyon, for example, that dress up like the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
And I can already see someone doing an edit of the very first episode's intro, where Thomas Shelby's just riding his horse through Birmingham in the streets. The opening song's playing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it makes there'd be some really awesome content if we had something similar to Grand Theft Auto Online, such as the Rockstar editor for Red Dead.
Yeah.
Huh, Whiskey?
I'd like to make the Tombstone, remake a shortened version of Tombstone with the Rockstar editor.
Yeah, you could do it for all of them. You could do it for Tombstone. You could do it for Young Guns. You could do it for the Man with No Name trilogy. Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Where that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of really good machinimas being made. Plus, it would be a way better way to make screenshots and thumbnails than with the freaking portable camera, which isn't very good, to be honest.
and also, I mean, I've seen on a PC photo mode.
Yeah.
The edits that people have done with photo mode when it comes to taking pictures of Arthur, Dutch, John, and all that. Fantastic. The people on PC that are doing that, they're doing a fantastic job with photo mode.
Yeah, I like photo mode.
I gotta tip my hat to them.
I've played with it a little bit and I posted some pics in the Discord of point up. Oof. Well, that was expected to happen during a live stream. But anyways, I did post some pics a while back, of the animal's point of view as they're being chased. Especially my favorite was the squirrel. It looked like it was just in terror. And this big giant horse just chasing it through the woods in the Scarlet Meadows. And there's been some really good, like Kane was saying, there's some really good photos. And I like using it for my thumbnails for my Red Dead Redemption 2 PC streams. So I hope that we do see photo mode come to Red Dead Redemption 2 on console. Unfortunately, we can't, it doesn't work at the moment for online. I don't know if they ever intend on adding it for online. I can't imagine them doing it. I think they would have to do something different, like a version of the Rockstar editor where you record a little bit of video and then you can either go back into the editor to that video and make something out of it, like a trailer, like what Whiskey was talking about, or also use it for screenshots, because a lot of us do both with it, with the Rockstar editor. So I would love for them to eventually add the Rockstar editor to Red Dead Online as we mosey on to other ideas for the future of Red Dead Online and where it's going. I feel like over the past year, it's definitely come a long way since launch, and that's a good thing. That is a positive. And even at launch, I still feel like it's better than Fallout 76. Not trying to rip on Fallout 76 fans, but I'm sincerely sorry for what y'all got duped into getting. And if there's people out there that enjoy it, then that's fine. You know, hopefully it'll get better. Hopefully. But anyways, back on topic. So what are some roles that some of you have been thinking about that you would really like to see added in the future?
Gold painter.
You want to be on the side of the river panning for gold?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh god. It's like the prospector encounters you could do.
Exactly, it would be a prospector role. Yeah.
Arthur's just doing his thing, and then he sees his prospector, and he's like, "You're right there, boy." And he's like, "Go away, I'm getting gold." Most of the time, I just killed the bastard to take his gold.
So what you would have to do is you would have to go buy a pan, and then you just sit on the river, and then every minute or two, you might get a nugget, then another nugget, and then maybe one time you would get like 30 nuggets.
Yeah. Well, and then
it would be really RNG.
Yeah. Well, and as you rank up, you could upgrade your
gear,
your equipment.
Yeah, and you would get and then you could also get a pickaxe and go mining.
Yeah.
Diamond pickaxe.
Yeah, like in Skyrim, just come over here to the rocks and mine some copper or some other stuff, silver, gold. There we go.
I'm thinking Minecraft, mate.
Yeah, you're thinking Minecraft. I'm thinking Skyrim. So that's where our mindsets are. But same thing. So it would be very similar to that, where you just automatically go up to a rock and you start mining, and you would get a little bit of something out of it. Of course, by then people would have guide videos telling you exactly where to go to get gold or silver or copper or bronze or what. And maybe that would work towards you could sell the metal to whoever the person is, right?
Yeah.
But the gold, obviously, the gold would go towards the amount of gold you have, I guess. But all the other metals, I mean, I would actually like for them to add more crafting abilities, but I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, they'll probably keep adding some craftable things, but what it'd probably come down to is you'd probably just have a go-to person where you'd go and you would sell your ore to, like copper ore, silver ore, etc. So that's definitely one role. Is there another role you guys are pondering, thinking about? And live chat, you guys are welcome to throw in your thoughts too about roles you want to see down the road.
I was thinking, I think I've said this before when you made the roles, ideas video, GB. It'd be a moonshine business. It basically would be an addition to... It'd be an additional bit to the trader role.
Yeah.
Where, instead of, selling fine, unique materials made of buckskin and boxskin and all sorts of animal skins. Instead, you're just selling just fucking alcohol, mate. That's what you're doing instead.
There you go.
Yeah. It'd be similar to like what you do in Chapter 3 with Arthur and Hosea. You just give away free alcohol.
Yeah, it would be like that, where because I mean they already have the moonshining equipment. They already built that stuff.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't take much to make it, quote unquote work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
fend off the cops from raiding it.
Yeah, well, other like Lemoyne Raiders and other bandits trying to take your like moonshine distillery away from you.
Supply runs would be like, having to go and get the ingredients to make the alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you can do like another way where you just go to the shops and buy each ingredients,
Well, I feel like it would be more like a copy pasta of the trader role, where you would have like different like wagon sizes with the moonshine bottles, and then you would have to buy. There's certain things you could either like do a resupply to, get it, or you'd have to pay like $20 to Crips. Maybe Crips is going to expand, right? He's going to be doing goods and a moonshining business. Or maybe they'll just give you somebody else entirely to do it. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, here it is. It's right here. There's a brush in here.
Well, and the same could be like ranching too. Like, you have to do a mission where you take you herd your cattle out to graze.
Oh, God, herding. Really?
Oh,
like in the first one did.
No, not freaking herding.
My flashbacks from the story mode of
both
Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2.
I know. Yeah, I think
especially Red Dead 1.
that is something a lot of people mention. They want some sort of rancher role, and I feel like that would be like a role that would come later on because you'd obviously would need ranches for that. Yeah. So I think that's just one thing that they're planning. Kari, you want a farmer role? A farmer role would be interesting. They'd have to. The problem is there's a lot of map, a lot of land here, and a lot of land across the river, which I've yet to talk about, and I will. Don't worry. I know you're there, Mexico. Yes, you are. You're teasing us as always. Could be our future. You never know. Well, we're gonna get there. Don't worry. But like, I guess it would have to do similar to like what they've been doing in Grand Theft Auto Online, like just continuing to update the map to some degree. So they'd have to add like map. They'd have to add like additional farms you could buy. I mean, there are technically farms and some ranches, but they would have to add more, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. What about like a lumberjack role? Because there's an area kind of near Strawberry where there's like a bunch of logs.
Yeah, Appleseed. Yeah. Yeah.
And you could go out and kind of harvest logs or whatever. Of course, they'd respawn after a while.
Oh yeah.
And then sell your building materials to local builders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then deliver them far and wide. Deliver the loads.
Yeah, that's
and get paid accordingly.
A nice strapping lumberjack walking around with a big giant axe. That'd be nice. And then maybe you'd get like a big giant bull to ride around on. A big blue bull. Paul Bunyan and Babe.
Good money on that,
well, then that would bring that would buff up the economy because then you'd have to buy your logging wagon with the oxen or something. And you could build. Just build a logging business.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to know where Madame Nazar is, she's along the river here. Hello, Madame Nazar. By the way, we are very happy to have you in the game. You are definitely one of the highlights of the game 1 year later. So the game's much better with you here. Even though some days we have trouble finding her.
I think it's Crips. That's the best reason.
I think you need to go for a long swim in the river.
Oh, I will. I'll send.
And take Crips with you while you're at it.
hey! Don't be mean to Crips. Crips is a legitimate businessman. He's a fine man.
When we can find him and when he's actually doing his damn job.
Well, he's working around the clock. You see, GB. I mean, besides, we've only just won the trade war. It's a very, very risky business.
I see. I see. Let's see. Erica says, "Seems like no matter what's added, folks will never be happy." Well, that's a reality. I mean, that's just the way it is, That's for everything in life. You can't please everybody. And that's the fallacy of the lobby, the way they have it, is they're never going to please everybody with the way the lobby is. Which is why they should just go ahead and give us our own private lobbies. our free aim lobbies, and make sure the free aim lobbies, like they should have done with the free aim series, disables ability cards. Because what's the point of a free aim series when someone like, I don't know, Kane can just use Paint It Black on other players?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I ain't complaining.
I know you ain't.
But I can understand if little Timmy's complaining because he's like, "Man, this man cheated in a video game.
Yeah,
he used the ability card to his advantage."
Yeah, but see, all right, but going back to Mario, he says they could add rancher and farmer roles as a hired person, not being the owner. Yeah, I guess they could do something like that. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, kind of like bleep spoilers, bleep. Try not to spoil things too much. It's harder though these days. I mean, I try to be considerate of viewers, but in all fairness, the game has been out for over a year. But I know some people are just now playing it because it just came out on the Rockstar Launcher, Epic Store, and this week it's coming to Steam. And we got a few others like Shotgun. She's going to be jumping into Red Dead Online on PC. I guess I'll have to play a little PC. Okay, I guess. But don't expect that to become a main regular thing. Just for my friends on PC, on a little side action. Unless I feel like throwing that over on Twitch, maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Corinne, anyone believe that we're going to get the last chapter of Land of Opportunities? Yeah, so that's another thing that will most likely continue is Land of Opportunities. Maybe we'll get that as soon as this update coming up in December. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming soon. According to Rockstar, we don't know anything about it, but I would speculate maybe this Tuesday at the earliest and possibly the 10th. So either the 3rd or the 10th is what I'm putting my money on. Because, as I mentioned earlier, we also need an update for Grand Theft Auto Online, and that's coming in December as well. So that's probably coming, right after the Red Dead Online update. But that's a little off topic. Going back to future content we want to see added, so properties is obviously something a lot of us want. We want to be able to get away from the camp, or at least not just have the camp, but have more, because a lot of us have been grinding and earning money and earning gold, and we're just trying to find stuff to spend that money on. And it's only natural that we would want to, I don't know, have some properties, maybe an apartment in Saint Denis or a house somewhere, or eventually maybe even one of those nice Victorian-era mansions in Saint Denis. I know we don't have mansions in... Oh, there's a dead body. Well, thank you, Doggo. Hopefully it has something nice on it.
Wait, there's a dead body?
Well, it's a dynamic. And that's another thing I like. I like the fact that they've added dynamics to the game. They've added way more dynamics since the launch, so that adds more life to the game.
Yeah, I mean, found a dead body. Don't tell a certain YouTuber that.
Oh, but... See, Brian, what's up, Brian? How's it going?
I love your horse name, by the way, Whiskey.
So, going forward with the Land of Opportunities, I think that eventually they'll wrap up this main story of the Land of Opportunities, of the first story, because I don't think they can drag it on forever. But I think that it's not going to be necessarily the end of Land of Opportunities. I think they'll just start a new chapter, right? Like, this is the first chapter of Land of Opportunities, and once the Jessica Leclerc story is wrapped up, then they'll probably eventually introduce some new characters, a new story arc for us to partake in. So what Land of Opportunity stories would you guys like to see post Jessica Leclerc? Even though we haven't reached the end yet, we will eventually, and we will all find out that Horley was innocent all along and Kane was right. And then I'll be like, dagnabbit! Right. I knew it!
I'm always right.
We'll see.
I would like to see, I think it'd be cool if they ended the Leclerc missions with, she gets revenge, and, she has to flee now because she's technically a fugitive.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool if, the last mission, we escort her to Mexico, which that's, the introduction to Mexico. And then she gives us maybe, a contact in Mexico to start getting work from.
That's an interesting idea. I don't know if we're going to be... I don't think it's going to go that close, but...
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of escorting her somewhere else, right? Like getting her and Horley out of the country, or to a train or something. Or to a boat. Yeah. To a boat down here and get her safely across, her and Horley, so they can flee across the river.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's a good way to wrap up their story, I think. But then leading into the next story, what are some ideas y'all have for the next story? Some characters that may or may not already exist.
I wouldn't mind heists for Red Dead Online, Land of Opportunity story.
Yeah, I feel like heist might be its own thing, though.
I know. It'll probably be just like how it was in GTA Online, where, you go up to a contact, and then boom, bada bing, you can go do this heist, and you can rob this bank. Get, split the take between your comrades.
Yeah. So yeah, I think heists are coming. I think that's going to be a future thing, because that's something obviously a lot of us want, the ability to rob the banks. I wish we at the very least could rob the tellers to get a little bit of money. That would be cool if they added that. But for big scores, the ability to rob the bank in Rhodes, the bank in Valentine, the bank in Saint Denis, and then of course rob a riverboat. That'd be cool. Rob trains, rob stagecoaches. Or maybe they would implement the honorable dishonorable system to where we could be on either side of that one, right? We could be tasked, if we want to be honorable, with defending those particular things being raided. I wouldn't. I want the money.
There was that glitch where you could go through the door with the lantern and all that a while back.
Huh.
I had gone into the bank in Armadillo and a couple of the other banks. And while you're in there, you can open up and interact with drawers and cabinets and stuff, but there was nothing in them.
Yeah.
So it's like they've already gone so far as to implement at least that much of it in there, which leads me to believe that we
Yeah.
probably will be getting the ability to rob the little banks and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something they'll implement eventually. But moseying back over to Land of Opportunity, several people in chat have brought up an interesting future arc they could take Land of Opportunities, and that's with the Wapiti tribe. Because right now, as most of you know, the Wapiti tribe reservation has nobody up there, but a lot of us would very much like to see, Rains Fall, Eagle Flies, Peta, Captain Monroe introduced to Reddit Online. And Gabriel, we'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Gabriel. So, Erica, maybe we will see Eagle Flies. He'll be someone we could either stranger missions or else involved with future chapter of the Land of Opportunities. So, yeah, Brian and Karunzi and Erica. What do you guys think, Kane and Whiskey, about Wapiti being the next arc or future arc for Land of Opportunities?
I'm all for it.
That'd
be awesome.
I don't know. It'd be nice to see them in online, but I mean, I don't want them to be like forced into the Red Dead Online storyline because
I don't think they would be.
I mean, like one way I can actually see why they would be put into the Red Dead Online story is that it can help lead up to what leads to Wapiti's downfall in RDR2. Like maybe they do some stupid stuff with the Red Dead Online characters, which causes them to get into a lot of trouble with the US government.
Yeah.
Hence why, later on in the story, I ain't saying what happens.
Yeah, we got to be careful
about certain events transpire and then.
Yeah.
Oof,
well,
there you go.
Well, I think that there was always issues and it goes with the sad history of what happened with the Native American tribes because of Manifest Destiny. So you would definitely have a lot of that, where you'd have people on one side trying to help the Native Americans, and you'd always have in the government, trying to push them further and further and take away more of their land and breaking peace treaty after peace treaty with them. Let's see, White Wolf. What's up, White Wolf? How's it going? But I do feel like that even in 1898, like, the Wapiti tribe should exist in this world. Even though it's a year prior to Red Dead Redemption 2, the Wapiti tribe should actually be here. They should actually be doing their own thing prior to, the Vanderlyn gang arriving in the east, in the Heartlands.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, you can fast travel to Wapiti, so why aren't they up there?
Yeah, which implies that, like, I think that they will eventually be added in either a future update or, like we've been talking about, maybe introduced with a future chapter of the Land of Opportunities once the Leclerc arc is completed.
Yeah. I just had kind of maybe a little crazy idea with how they could kind of introduce the Wapiti tribe. Like, say you could be like up in the mountains, and it could kind of tie in with like legendary animals. Like, say you go up there and like a big bear comes out and attacks you, and maybe Eagle Flies comes out of nowhere and saves you or something. And then they start talking about like spirit animals or legendary animals, and then that could introduce like legendary animals into the game to hunt. Maybe
it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I can see that possibly happening. That'd be interesting.
I don't know if they would go. They would have to call them something different besides legendary, because
I mean, they already call them rare animals in like
I don't know. I don't know what they would call them, but we already technically have the legendary animals in story mode, so they probably want to. It would be almost the same thing, but it'd be a little different to kind of. I don't know. It is interesting, but let's see. Mario. See, Indians should be online. I agree. That's something they should have already added. And that would also be, as I've mentioned prior in a video I've made months ago, that would also be a great location, to have stores and stuff, like a butcher, a medicine man, or a medicine woman. That'd be like a third doctor in the game, because we only have 2 other doctors. And, a store up there as well. So, there's a lot of reasons why I don't know what do I want Feverfew? I don't want Feverfew. That was random.
Well, you do now.
Nah, I changed my mind. But yeah, Kari, they could also use that update to add more Native American themed clothing and more
like war paint.
Yeah, war paint for your character, war paint for your horses.
That'd be
But there would be you would have to go up there to specifically get those items. So, but that would be perfectly fine though.
Or you'd have to earn them, rank up to unlock certain war paints, which would signify your level. Yeah. People could see what level you are in that role, kind of thing, or something.
Yeah, that would be interesting. How would that work though as a role themed around? Because obviously, even though obviously we're not Native American, unless you're Elizabeth Warren. Just kidding. But anyways, I'm not going to go there. But a lot of tribes went to a lot of tribes. It was more than just your race and your blood. It was the fact that you earned that respect and membership within the tribe itself. So they could make it to where you're doing things for the Wapiti tribe, and eventually it does get to the point where you actually are recognized by the tribe as an honorary member of it. So that could in itself serve as a future role to Red Dead Online. What does everybody honestly think about that?
I think that'd be awesome.
Interesting. Yeah, it'd be a nice addition, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether the Red Dead Online character, because the Red Dead Online characters met a lot of characters from story mode, and even new characters that we haven't even seen in story mode as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be really difficult in my opinion at least, for the Red Dead Online character to, I guess, pledge allegiance to the Wapiti tribe, because they've already, met so many people. But then again, I mean, it's a game, so they'll just be like, all right, let's do missions for you and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that.
Let's see. Akari says, let's see, maybe we could work, work on how the role, progresses. The tribe rejects us at first, obviously, because, they're not going to trust an outsider at first. You have to earn their trust, just like with Captain Monroe, right? I mean, they obviously trust him because he's earned their respect, because he's done everything he could to help them. He's gone above and beyond, even risking his life and his career to help them. So, and the Wapiti tribe's eyes, they probably do see him as one of them. But it'd be the same thing, So I think it's a good idea, I like that as an idea. If they ever do decide to introduce the Wapiti tribe, I don't know to what capacity, whether it is, many things like Land of Opportunities as well as Stranger Missions, and simply just a new location in Red Dead Online somewhere down the road. I think they could make it work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else would I like to see? Without talking about, I already know I did videos about mythical horses, so we're not going to go there any further, because most of you know how I feel about that. I think whether you agree with it or disagree with it, it doesn't matter, because I think it's going to happen anyways. Just like case in point of the nonsense in Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah.
But I just hope that we don't get to the point where they add ridiculous things to the game, and maybe this is where we can take the conversation as well. Is things we definitely don't want. Like I don't want our own version of a Mark II oppressor or an orbital cannon, and I fear that you could see Dragic as unintentionally opening that gateway to some sort of Dragic cannon. That because we already have, like, during the storm, lightning literally comes out of the sky and hits the ground. And in the mods for Red Dead Redemption 2, they've already figured out a way to where you can practically bring down lightning upon your foes in Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC through a mod. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could implement the same thing, they being Rockstar, the developers and creators of the game, to creating some sort of, I don't know, Dragic cannon where you could actually use it similar to the orbital cannon, which I do not want, by the way. So what are some fears that you guys have going forward about the future of Red Dead Online? Things you absolutely don't want to see go direction-wise?
I kind of want them to be careful as far as, like, ability cards go.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they can get really toxic, and I just kind of fear the worst, because they're going to nerf, so many cards, and then when the next bunch comes out, I mean, there's always going to be a meta that comes about,
I agree. And that's something I think, because they want people to buy the new ability cards, and everyone that bought the old ability cards, well, they already got your money, so they want you to get the new ability card. They want you to spend your gold or your cash on that thing, right? And then eventually, when they introduce future ability cards, it's just a sad cycle. So what are some of your fears, Kane?
I'm just worried if, Rockstar, if they add in, like, certain weapons that basically just ruin the balance of free mode.
Yeah.
When it comes to gunfights and all that. Because I personally love having, gunfights in free mode. If someone's going to try and, cause trouble in a lobby, I'll be basically, be like the boogie of that lobby to them, I don't mind getting my hands dirty.
I see.
And if Rockstar add in like a really overpowered weapon, and if you can put in like specialist ammunition as well, like explosive ammo in that thing, then it's just gonna ruin the balance. I mean I already go up against people that spam explosive ammo. I mean that's nothing new. Most of the time I just try and aim for the head whenever they're trying to get an easy kill on me by just using an explosive repeater. But most of the time they fail. But I'm worried if Rockstar add in like this one gun that will basically be the Jerusalem, the Mecca of all guns in the game, that will basically just ruin the balance, and everyone will just, go to that gun like it's just flies on shit, basically.
Yeah, balance is always an issue that they're always going to have to be mindful of going forward.
That's what I'm worried about, because it'll ruin the balance of free mode. Like, there's going to be that one gun that'll ruin it. Put a few ability cards like Whiskey mentioned earlier on that thing.
Yeah.
You're basically going to be a walking god, and it's just going to ruin the balance, and people are going to stop playing as a result.
That's true. Those are definitely concerns. Let's see, what does chat have to say? We'll read over chat real quick. Let's see, where are we? Let's see, they should add random events more. Well, they have a lot of random events already for Karunzi, so they've got way more now than they have. So I'm sure they're going to keep adding more of those and keeping it fresh as possible with the dynamics. Let's see, what do we got? Let's see, Karunzi says no overpowered horses. Yeah, that's something, it's weird because we're always wanting better horses, but I do see the risk there. Because if we're being honest, I mean, as we call it, the kingdoms, the top tier horses are pretty good horses. They're already, like, the Turkmen's already really good, the Foxtrotter, the Arabians, especially the white and black Arabians. Even some of the new horses, like the Criollo, the Criollo, or as I call it, the Foxtrotter Mark II, because I can't pronounce worth shit. I mean, they're really good horses. I mean, compared to the Kentucky Saddlers and the Tennessee Walkers. And it also depends on your saddle, so they'll probably continue to add better and better saddles to the game.
Yeah.
All right, later, Space Monkey.
We should get functioning bedrolls where you could just save your spot anywhere in the map.
Yeah.
Set up a little campfire in a bedroll.
Yeah, it would be nice if they actually added that. Functional, like the mini camp similar to like Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode, and even Red Dead Redemption 1 story mode, where you could set up a mini camp and it would allow you to cook and craft, because that's an issue that a lot of us have. I did make a guides video for that, by the way, campfire locations. But it would be awesome if, instead of having to rely on crypts, which sometimes doesn't work out so well, all you wanted to do is just, have a place to quickly cook some meat for a daily challenge, or craft some tonics or whatnot, or some bullets. Or have a small safe space. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Another dead body. Okay, thank you, Doggo. Doggo's finding all sorts of dead bodies for me. Another $1. Whoop-de-doo. Let's see, Karunzi says the orbital cannon would be the sun worshipper. No. Oh yeah, the sun worshipper in story mode, without giving away any spoilers, yeah. Let's see, White Wolf, that's how you know they'll make money. Yeah, see, that's a problem. See, eventually it's going to get to the point where I think a lot of times it goes back to the old saying, be careful what you wish for. And a case in point I'll bring up is with Grand Theft Auto Online. For the longest time, we wanted yachts. And then Rockstar added yachts. Even though the yachts, you can do a couple things with the yachts. You don't really need them. But the yachts are expensive. And so I fear that's what's going to happen. They're listening to what we want for the game. The content we want, like riverboats, even though Erica doesn't want a riverboat. I don't know why. Why wouldn't you want your own riverboat, Erica? Come on. But
leave her be.
I'm just teasing, jeez. But that's the point. Like, eventually they're going to add stuff like that, but those fun things that they're going to add are, A, going to come with a price tag, and B, there's always the risk, like the breaking of the balance system to the game, like OP future horses or OP weapons, like Kane brought up. So it's always going to be something that we're going to have to be concerned about going forward as they continue to add more horses, more weapons, more ability cards to the game, more things to do. Is the balancing system is always going to have to be something that I would like to believe they're going to keep in mind, but I fear eventually, similar to Grand Theft Auto Online, I think eventually they're just going to start Not now, but in the future. I think they're just going to just throw content on here just for the sake of throwing content. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I'm worried about, like, at one point, yeah, throughout Red Dead Online cycle, it's going to turn into a lifeless husk.
Yeah.
Similar to what GTA Online is basically now become.
Yeah.
I mean, I do play GTA Online, admittedly. I usually do stream it. I plan on streaming it after this stream if anyone's interested, just to show off the new car. But the thing is, I don't regularly play it because the player base in GTA Online compared to the player base in Red Dead, the GTA Online community is probably the most toxic community out there when it comes to, like, you know, free mode. They think that killing you once in a video game basically means that they are a god, they are a prophet, they are a saint, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, bro, you take a game that seriously? Like, you have, like, killing one person in a video game, or hell, even killing a YouTuber in that game means you're the next big thing. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it just makes people think of you as an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, admittedly as well with GTA Online, talking about it being a lifeless husk, personally in my opinion, some of the updates in recent years haven't been as, you know, good quality as, you know, compared to, like, heists and some of the original business updates. But, I mean, admittedly, the casino update was pretty good, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Well, that's just the thing. Like, I always, like, I guess use a comparison with a barrel when it comes to ideas for content. And whereas over 6 years, the barrel of ideas for Grand Theft Auto Online has gone down considerably. Now, Rockstar claims they still have ideas for Grand Theft Auto Online, and I sincerely hope the next update brings people back to Grand Theft Auto Online, because I still enjoy playing it. But with Red Dead Online, the barrel is still practically full. There's still a lot more ideas and roles out there. Like, for example, Kari mentioned some sort of horse trainer role. That would be an interesting idea, which would tie in maybe the ability for us to actually go out and, you know, break in wild horses and sell horses. And I would like for us to be able to sell the horses we've bought without having to discard them. At least get some money back, you know. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But
for a business like that, I can see definitely the two twin story mode.
Because they've already introduced the twins at the very beginning of Online, and they said they were going to set something up, and it's been a year, guys. Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Hurry the hell up. So I do think that's coming sooner or later. But let's see. Mr. Baba Django says the problem Rockstar is going to realize isn't much of a wow factor to most items yet. Yeah, and that's always going to be an issue that I feel like this game is struggling with, and it's something we've had conversations on off stream, me and several others, is that it always feels like Rockstar is playing catch up with this game. It always feels like that. No, even if when they do come out with the update on a week or two from now, eventually, you know, we're going to get through that content and we're going to be sitting here knocking out the next Outlaw Pass. And so I confirm there's going to be a new Outlaw Pass. I don't know what's going to be in the Outlaw Pass, but we'll find out sooner or later. But, you know, eventually, it's only a matter of time before we get through the new content, whatever it is, whether it's new Land of Opportunity missions or new roles, and then we're going to be back where we were. You know, back to them drip-feeding clothing and things that, like, okay, wow, a new hat, wow, a new jacket, a new vest. Okay, it's not the same thing as with Grand Theft Auto Online where they can make it work by drip-feeding cars in. It's just not the same. And they try to implement the same strategy, so it's always a game of catch-up. But as I had teased a moment ago, and unfortunately we can't see it right now, I might as well not be able to see it because we can't even legally go over there anyways. One thing they could do that would add life to Red Dead Online in the future, and maybe they're working on this, hopefully, and I've mentioned this plenty of times too, is eventually give us a Mexico expansion. Now, I think that would definitely, not now, but maybe around the summer, you know, around the 10-year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption 1, a Mexico expansion would definitely add some life to the game because you have this whole landmass over there. It's sitting there like a skeleton, just like developers like to do when it comes to DLCs. You know, it's just waiting for us to actually be able to go over there to You know, Presidio, Chuparosa, interact with various strangers and missions and other things. So what would you guys like to see in Mexico if we ever get to go there?
I mean, one thing I would love to see in Mexico is like all the towns from the first game, obviously, all the stuff you could do in Mexico in Red Dead Redemption 1, basically brought into Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Maybe some fan favorite characters from the Mexico part of Red Dead Redemption 1 story. In Red Dead Online, as like strangers, you could do stranger missions for.
Yeah.
For example, you could work with the revolutionaries, or you can work with the Mexican government.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'd like to see. What about you, Whiskey?
With Mexico, I don't know. I would just like to just have that area just in general. Like, I think it would be kind of funny if when you're riding around, there's a couple broken hang gliders like in the desert.
Yeah.
And if we could just like hang glide off one of those cliffs over to Mexico,
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. That's something a lot of people were thinking about as well. Maybe Rockstar's teasing like hang gliders in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and I hit a rock.
Yeah, like with Mexico, I mean, like Kane was saying, just have some of the old school, like maybe like cameo appearances from some of the contacts from the first Red Dead. And,
Yeah.
early on the earlier days with the revolution and all that, you can help them. And...
Yeah, because I believe in 1899 the revolution had just begun around there.
Yeah.
Around that period.
Yeah, I mean, we have Bonnie McFarlane and Shaky, so I mean, they can do the same thing.
It'd be nice to see Reyes again.
Some people don't like him, but he definitely has his flaws, Eric. I will agree with you on that. But
who's the crazy guy that digs up the graves? That'd be funny if he came.
Seth? Oh God, Seth.
Oh, Seth.
We should put Seth in there and do like grave robbery missions for him or something. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but so yeah, Mexico's definitely a big ticket item. A lot of potential there of a Mexico expansion, and I agree with Erica about Reyes. I mean, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but I'm always trying to avoid that, even for Red Dead Redemption 1, because I know a lot of people still haven't played Red Dead Redemption 1. And I'm also still hoping that maybe Rockstar is also working on a complete, like, not a remaster, but a rebuild, a remake. With this engine and with Mexico, I don't know. We'll see. But we're back on topic regarding Red Dead Online. So, over the past year, it's definitely come a long ways. It's had its bumpy, rocky starts, and far from perfect. It has flaws, still does. The disconnects are still prevalent, not as bad as they used to be. My game still crashes on occasion. The camp pitch issue is still ongoing. But I feel like the game is in a much better place than it was a year ago, and I've always believed that Red Dead Online had potential to be a great game. Maybe not the same level of success as Grand Theft Auto Online, and maybe it won't have the same lifespan, but I still feel like there's life left in it. A few years, hopefully, because I do really enjoy playing this game. Mike, I don't know, Mike. Sadly, with Landon Ricketts, you're right. The voice actor passed away, so I don't know if we're going to run into a younger Landon Ricketts, but if they actually do a remake, reboot of Red Dead Redemption 1, repackaged as, say, a story DLC expansion for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is very possible, they could just simply use Hagen's audio, from the first game, which would make sense. But I feel like for a while, I think the future of Red Dead Online will be good. I think they're going to continue fixing the game. I think they'll continue adding more roles, continuing our stories with the Leclercs. Well, Jessica, there's only one Leclerc left.
Yeah.
And Mexico is a possibility. Maybe it'll happen, maybe not. But at least we have mods in PC, so we can go there whether we want to or they want us to or not on PC. At least in story mode. So I'm sure that there'll be modders that'll be building their own version of Mexico.
No.
As long as they keep it in story mode, then I'm sure Rockstar won't care. So once you cross that line. But yeah, I'm really hopeful that people are still enjoying this game, even though there is an issue of them having to play that game of catch up, keeping enough content in the game, not only from launch day of an update, but also like the weeks, after and months after in between updates. They need to do a better job with the dripping. I have a love-hate relationship with the dripping. I understand why they do it. I mean, for one thing, it is quite expensive for them to, put out these updates. Like, I think last time I checked, like to do an update for like Xbox and PS4, they have to shell out at least $50,000 to Microsoft and then another $50,000 to Sony. So that's like $100,000 right there they have to drop. And I'm sure that's nothing to Rockstar.
Yeah, that's like pennies to them.
Yeah, but it's still money though. And they obviously want to be smart about it. So they also want to, along with the main day one content, just like what they've been doing with with Grand Theft Auto Online for years now, they also want to add in all the drip fed stuff too. They just need to add more enticing things besides just drip fed clothing, and that's something I really wish they would have done differently. Is instead of the catalog, I wish they would have just brought over the clothing system from Grand Theft Auto Online from the clothing store, where you just look through a menu.
Yeah.
Because it's limited stock nonsense is just annoying, and it's always a running joke about they're just having to mine for those precious rare like pixels that they use to make the Cacho pants or the alligator hats, even though we have tons of alligators in the game. But yeah, I mean, this game's far from perfect. But one thing I love about this community is that we're honest about this game, but we're also, I guess you could say, loyal, and we still believe it has potential to continue to get better. And the good news is we do have another update coming in just hopefully a week or two from now. Red, hello, Red. How's it going? Just arrived at the end. I think we're wrapping it up. So if anyone else in chat has any final thoughts to say about Red Dead Online, where it is, where it's going, feel free and let us know. Whiskey and Kane, is there anything else you would like to say? Whiskey, I will let you go first.
No, man. I think we pretty much covered. I mean, a lot of the more popular ideas that people have had, and things that would definitely improve the game. And it's just a matter of time. We just got to play the waiting game and see how much Rockstar listens to us.
Yeah, it's always that. We always hope that they're listening to us. It seems like sometimes they do listen, and then other times they're not. And we can't expect them to always do every single thing we want. I mean, I understand that, but
yeah.
But is there anything you would like to add, Kane, for your final thoughts?
My final thoughts on Red Dead Online is that, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I am baffled on how much my opinion changed, because most people that know me when the beta first released, I really did not like it. But then it's like that moment that happens to Scrooge in the Christmas Carol, where something changes with him in him. He goes from a heartless bastard to a loving, kind old fella. I guess I'm Scrooge, and Red Dead Online is like the three ghosts of Christmas, basically. And I guess it just took a few things to just change my personal opinion on it. I think personally Red Dead Online has a lot of potential, and I love the setting of it, mainly because history buff and all that.
Yeah. And
I think Red Dead Online can succeed as long as it learns the lessons of not Red Dead Online, GTA Online. If it learns the lessons that GTA Online throughout GTA Online's very long cycle of being an online game.
Yeah.
I think Red Dead Online can. I don't think it'll beat GTA Online in terms of sales and the amount of players, but I think in terms of quality, I personally think it'll be a lot better than GTA Online in my personal opinion. An underrated masterpiece in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think there's definitely lessons that hopefully Rockstar have been learning from mistakes made with Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, they've done a lot of things right with Grand Theft Auto Online, so to give Rockstar credit there and to be fair about it. But I feel like the longer this game goes on, we know eventually they're going to add things that are potentially game-breaking. It's going to happen eventually, but at least in the, for the first year, going into year 2 and possibly even year 3 of Red Dead Online, hopefully we'll still have a community supporting Red Dead Online. Hopefully Rockstar will as well. Hopefully things will remain grounded and we'll continue to expand and flesh out this awesome world that they've created, not just for Red Dead Redemption 2, but for Red Dead Online as well. But at the same time, I know that it's only a matter of time because the same thing happens in almost every other game, just like Grand Theft Auto Online. Same thing will happen in Red Dead Online after they've added a lot of things that people want: more roles, more horses, more stable slots, more properties for us to actually get. We know it's going to start getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Some of it we may actually like. Some of it we're going to be like, oh, God, why did they do that? It's like I'm reading the tea leaves right now with the future of this game. It still has a bright future, but there's also some concerning things that could very well be on the horizon. And I don't know, we may start to see that as early as this coming December update. But I do think that Rockstar is going to be doing some interesting things with the game and the franchise because they do listen to our feedback, but you have to bear in mind that some people's feedback is more interesting. But White Wolf, I'll see you later. We're about to wrap up as well. And by the way, Kane will be streaming GTA in a little bit for any of you interested. You guys go check out his channel.
Yep.
He also did a video about his thoughts and my thoughts regarding the rumor that there's going to be snow throughout the entire map of Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Now, I won't elaborate on that any further. If you guys are interested in his thoughts, check out his channel. Go watch the video. And
I'll say is that the intro is a bit funny.
Yeah, well, I get kind of a cameo of sorts in the video.
Yeah.
Kind of,
so
sort of.
The train boy as well.
Yeah, the train boy. Well, I think we pretty much went over everything I originally went over in my video that ended up being scrapped because of technical issues on my part. But I did feel like I wanted to say something about Red Dead Online a year later. And I'm actually glad that we got to do it this way. You know, live, interacting with Kane and Whiskey. Thank you, Kane and Whiskey, for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, I know it wasn't like our typical chill streams. You know, it was more focused, or we tried to focus it. Hopefully we did a decent job, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this live chill stream where we discussed maybe not everything regarding the last year of Red Dead Online, where it's come from the very, very iffy, rocky start it had. I guess you could always see it as like this beautiful sculpture that starts off as like a lump of clay. And like the old saying goes, you just have to like chip away the rough edges, and there's been a lot of rough edges for Red Dead Online. Maybe a few more still left to chip off, but I feel like it's slowly but surely forming into something that could actually be good. Now, whether or not Rockstar continues to support the game and whether or not the community continues to support it remains to be seen. But I do feel like that there are definitely plenty of players out there, the hardcore players and even the casual players, that will support the game as long as Rockstar continues to add good updates, like Land of Opportunities, as well as new roles down the road. And that is their Planderland, but you know how Planderlands go. Will we end up in Tahiti? Probably not.
Maybe Australia.
Yeah, maybe Australia. Or at the very least, Mexico, okay? Mexico's not too far-fetched. It's right there across the damn river.
Wait, hold on. You just said Mexico?
Yes.
Oh dear, Trump's probably sweating nervously right now.
Oh, well. Well, that's... He's not even born yet, so I'm not worried about that. But
oh, yeah. It's great-great-grandpappy Trump.
I don't know. Anyways, I try to keep politics over on my political channel. But anyways, Kane, Whiskey, thanks for joining me today, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, man.
All right. I will catch you two later. All right, so before we wrap up, is there any other final words that any of you would like to say? Speak now, forever hold your peace regarding Red Dead Online 1 year later. Anything else you guys would like to say? I think we pretty much covered everything. So I am glad that we had this opportunity to make this video. And by the way, Kane will be streaming some Grand Theft Auto Online coming up over on his channel in just a few in case you guys are interested. But yeah, I think we're going to see a new update to... it's already confirmed pretty much. We don't know what the update's going to be, but maybe this coming week we'll find out more about the forthcoming December update. I'll definitely obviously let you guys know about that. It could drop as early as Tuesday. It's possible Rockstar just drops this on us Tuesday. I feel like it's either going to be this Tuesday, the 3rd, or possibly the 10th. Because as I mentioned, there's another game that Rockstar is also supporting online-wise, Grand Theft Auto Online. You may have heard of that game. And that game also has an update coming in December as well. So I feel like the first update coming December, early December, first week or two, Red Dead Online update. Then probably the third week of December, they'll drop the Grand Theft Auto Online update. So I think that's how it's going to play out. Once again, I could be wrong about that. I guess we'll have to find out. But tomorrow we'll be back at it again. Xbox One chill stream. That's going to be happening tomorrow. Red Dead Online chill stream. And then I guess Monday we'll be doing episode 7 of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. So more streams coming up this weekend. Ben, thanks for being here. Mr. Baba Django. Red, along with Space Monkey. Mike, Kane. Who else was here? Brian. Thanks for being here, Brian. Along with Amy was here. Mike was here. Kari was here. Doom Dio was here. White Wolf, along with Eddie. Rainbow Dash. Karunzi. If I haven't mentioned you, let me know. Gabriel, thanks for being here. Gabriel, Mario was here. Let's see. Shotgun was here. Daniel was here as well. Goat was here. So thank you to everybody that stopped by to watch the stream today. A different stream than we normally do. But we'll be goofing off tomorrow and Red Dead Online on Xbox. Then Monday, once again, Episode 7, Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. That is the plan, Erlyn, for the rest of the weekend. And, of course, thank you to, once again, all my members, junior members, elite members, along with our November 2019 Super Chat Heroes. This is the final time you'll see the wall. Tomorrow we will have a brand new wall because it will be a brand new month. 11 months down, one more to go. That's right. Tomorrow will be officially December. And if you're new to the channel, you're welcome to subscribe. We stream Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, along with Grand Theft Auto Online. I cover all things Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead. If you love the content, you're welcome to subscribe and to be notified about future streams and content. Feel free and ding the bell. It works. It does work. It just works. And for the entire list of our junior members, elite members, you can always find that below in the description section, as well as over in the About section of the wall, along with all of our social medias, including Discord, and that's where we also update the wall on our Discord as well. We have a great Discord community, by the way. We also got, Twitter, Facebook, along with Twitch, and I may start putting some stuff on Twitch as well. Maybe like once a week we'll do like a weeknight stream over there and do something different. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things to do with the Twitch channel that's different than what we do over here, but we'll see. But if you have Twitch, you're welcome to follow me on Twitch. Right now, it's kind of dormant, but we may be bringing it back just in time for the holiday season. And as always, I do appreciate all of you cowgirls, cowboys, cowpokes for watching. And from the bottom of my heart, as always, I just said thanks for watching. You read your lines too soon, fool! You damn fool! Well, as always, I do appreciate all of you. I always say that, but I do appreciate each and every one of you for liking my videos, liking my streams, watching my videos and streams. You guys mean a great deal to me. Thank you so much for helping getting the GeauxBurns Nation up over 10,000 subscribers. No matter where you are from around the world, each and every one of you are part of this awesome, ever-growing nation. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Red Dead Online Xbox stream. And have a great weekend.